right, the object of this exercise is simple. Draw a bead on that hiss and blow it to kingdom come. What are you doing?
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, the G.I. Joe Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini 1/118 scale action figure, Beachhead. Stick around. What's up and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we're going to be opening and reviewing the G.I. Joe Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini 1/118 scale action figure, and this is Beachhead. I've been getting a lot of emails regarding the Exquisite minifigures from Hiya Toys, mostly G.I. Joe, and a lot of the pre-orders are finally shipping. So we got a couple of them in the mail. Here's one that came with another one. We're not going to show the other one off yet. We're going to leave it be a surprise. But I just got another update today that another one is shipping, and they're waiting on someone to come into the factory, and then they'll ship together. So pretty crazy. But anyways, here is Beachhead. So we'll take a look at the packaging. As you can see, he's got some new card art here. Nice little render. I think it looks pretty good. You got the classic explosion in the background. G.I. Joe, almost like the Classified logo, but without the Classified series underneath of it. And if you notice this, Beachhead is now separated. It's not one word anymore, it's now two. Down the bottom, Hiya. Here's the figure. He's got his stand, backpack, crossbow, beret, little SMG, and an extra pair of hands. So pretty neat. Definitely modeled after the Classified version. Flip around to the back. Here you have a couple product samples. You see him like all geared up, you know, with the SMG, the beret on. Same here, but aiming the crossbow. Here's a QR code if you want to scan it. UPC, nothing at the bottom or top. So let's go ahead and get him popped open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. So yeah, man, I'm finally happy that these are shipping. You know, I ordered these roughly a year ago, and now they're finally starting to show up. Cobra Commander came in, and I was super stoked about him. He is just a beautiful figure. I did go ahead, by the way, and swapped his head out with the 2011 Ultimate Cobra Commander, and I gotta say, it looks pretty amazing. I will likely bring him out for a comparison in this video, just so you guys can take a look. But anyways, in the meantime, let's go ahead and get out the innards. So, as you can see, I always cut around the card so I can salvage it, and it stands up perfectly. I love it. Like we did with your other Hiya Toys, we'll start with the stand first. And you just peel back this little plastic piece right here, pop that out, and same texture as the others, almost like a gravel or dirty surface. You got some shrapnel, some bullet casings, and all that good stuff laying around on it. There's one single peg, and they also come with these additional attachment pieces. Take one out, so if you want to connect your stands, you can. Simply pop one on and then load the stand onto the other side, and it works out pretty well. Here is Beachhead in his plastic dungeon. He looks okay. I don't know what possessed them to give him the gray on the mask now, but it is what it is. A little more modern vest. It's not the classic, you know, with the white magazine pouches in the front, but it still looks okay. Go ahead and go over the accessories. So we'll pop out his SMG first. And this is really nice looking. Super detailed. You can see the green. It's got some darker green weathering. There's some silver accents in there. A little bit of blue on the magazine. Magazine is not removable. But man, this looks really good. I'm really surprised. And next we'll go ahead to his crossbow. Pop that out. Check out the band on it. It almost looks like it's a different material, but it's not. It's still the same plastic. Just the paint that they have on it kind of gives it that little extra sheen to make it look like it's not part of the actual mold. You got the same green, you know, on the crossbow itself. There is some silver weathering up here on the ends. Very nice. We'll pop these extra hands out just to see what he's got and look them over real quick. And these are just a pair of fist hands. Gray gloves. It's got the green knuckles. Might be a little hard to see. It's there. They are separated a bit, so not a full clenched hand. That thumb is not attached. And I can't really tell on that one. There you have the little sockets at the bottoms for the ball joints on the hands. Now we go with his backpack here. And this looks good too. Definitely a scaled down version from the classified one. And you can see this looks like original base dark gray. They added some green paint over it. So it makes it look really good. Really surprised. It does look amazing. Alright, moving on. And here's his beret. Looks great. All red. Has a little bit of a black airbrush on there to kind of give it some shadowing, weathering. And here you see the insignia up here. Very cool. Now let's move on to the figure. Pop him out. And here he is. I gotta say, in the packaging, he's not that appealing, but out of it, he looks pretty good. I want to say, like, the least favorite thing about him, honestly, to me, is this vest. I just don't like it. It's a little too bulky. It's not enough classic beachhead, but I don't know. As you can see, he's got that little comm piece right up here. This figure actually has blue eyes. If you remember the differences in the variants that came with the classified series, you had a blue and a brown eye variant. He's actually got some more accessories on him. So we'll go down to his holster, and yes, pistol comes out. And there it is, all green. Also has the silver on it for weathering. Very cool. So it actually comes with more than what we thought. So we got to go down to his boot sheath and see if this knife comes out. And yes, it does. There you have it. Silver blade, which really looks good. And then the black handle. A little bit of details on each side. Nice. It does look great. So we'll just go ahead and slide that back in. And then I guess we'll go ahead and look around at the figure. So he's got the pouches on each shoulder. That head can rotate a full 360. Move down that far. Up that far. Got some side-to-side rocking. Very nice. He's got butterfly joints at the shoulders. The arm can come up about that far, so not much at all, but it can also do a full 360. Bicep rotation. And double jointed elbows. Cool. Down the wrist. You got a full 360. And you can see the right hand has a trigger finger, as well as the left. And if you were to pop one off, we can go ahead and bring in one of the other ones and just simply snap it into that ball joint. And he's got a little fist, but I'm fond of that, so I'm giving him his trigger grip back. There we go. Now I don't see any snaps or anything to where you could actually take this vest off, but I'm curious to see what it would look like underneath. However, I'm not going to mess with it. If you look at the back, you can see some more detail. He's got the brown, the gray. Down at the legs, I like how the pouch and holster can move around. You can see the extra straps on there. And then you got your ball joint at the hip. So the leg can come out that far, forward that far, and back about that far. He's got thigh rotation, double jointed knees. Down at the ankle, he's got that hinge, so the foot can go that far forward and that far up. And he's also got some pivot. So damn, I gotta say, this figure, you know, for a 4-inch scale, he is very, very articulated. And that's great. I love that. Let's go ahead and bring in some of the extra accessories and try them on. So we'll start with the beret. See how that looks. Yeah, how about no? It's a little too big for him. It doesn't look right, in my opinion anyway. Some people might love it, but not me. That looks a little too gigantic, and I'm gonna pass on that. We'll bring his backpack in and slide that through the vest into the hole into his back. That looks pretty good. Too bad he doesn't come with a pointing finger, because that'd be nice to, you know, go ahead and get him in a pose like the card art. Get that hand up. But we definitely got to give him a weapon. So we're not going to use the pistol, but we're going to use this little Nerf SMG here. Load that up into his hand. Get that finger through the trigger guard. Very cool. Yeah, maybe we could actually, you know, give him the crossbow as well. Just have him all kind of decked out and geared up. He's going into something, and he's ready to be shooting at somebody. You know, pew pew. Let's go ahead and check out him on the stand. And he plugs in pretty nicely. A crazy little pose like that. Slide these off to the side. And now I want to bring in the Classified Beachhead. So just to check him out, here is the Cobra Island Classified Beachhead. And you can see it's pretty much exactly just a scaled down version of this one. And they did a pretty good job with it. Looks great. Some of the colors are off, but I'm okay with that. You got the same exact weapons, which is pretty awesome. Backpack, you know, the beret. And I think it looks pretty good. But let's get him out of here. Now we'll go ahead and bring in our Cobra Commander. So that's a mix of the Hiya Toys version and the head from the 2011 Hasbro version. That's my little custom take on it. I think it looks great. Let me give you a close-up. There they are together. All right, so now with that being said, let's go ahead and take Beachhead, toss him up onto the turntable, and we'll give you some final thoughts.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Be sure to check out our previous videos. A link will always be pinned in the comments.
Now back to G.I. Joe.
All right, so here you have it. The G.I. Joe Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini 1/118 scale action figure Beachhead. He looks great. I had my doubts about it. You know, he looked a little funny, you know, still on the card. He seemed a little too bulky. After opening him up, he really looks great. I got a few complaints on him. I think his vest is a little too large. It's a bit bulky. It doesn't seem like it suits him quite well. I mean, yeah, in a real world scenario, it should be a little bit bigger, especially with that sweater on underneath. But it's just, I don't know, it's just too bulky for me. I'm not really fond of it. When you look at the backs of his legs, you can see the black joints from the knees, you know, exposed through. Not a big fan of that. I don't understand what the gray over the mask, you know, the balaclava is for. Maybe it's to breathe a little better. Could be some mesh in there or something like that, you know, because you figure he's wearing this big wool balaclava, you know, especially during the summer or something, you know, he's gonna be sweating to death. He can't breathe. So maybe that's why. Probably needs a lighter filter for it. And then the beret, it's just way too big. I don't like it. It's not, maybe it is scale with it, but it's just too much to it. I think they put a little too much excess into it and just made it bleh. You know, it's a little too floppy on the side and all that stuff. It's really not great. Apart from that, I think the figure looks great. His articulation is amazing. The weapons look phenomenal. He is definitely just a scaled down version of the Cobra Island Beachhead, and he looks absolutely pretty much like a mini twin, and he's great. It's really a good idea. I'm glad they did that. If they're ever going to do another one, hopefully do the retro series, because that's the one I want to see, especially in a smaller scale, you know, at the 1/118 scale, 4-inch, you know, whatever. It's just, I think that's what they need to do. So we'll see, you know, maybe down the line, a couple years later, we'll find out. But anyways, a little bit of a review. We have another one coming this way this week, so be sure to tune in for that one. Not going to tell you who it is, going to be a surprise, but be sure to check that out. And I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up, subscribe, tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.